All right, guys. So for number two, we have two separate areas again. So area one is that parallelogram right there, and area two is these two semicircles, okay? And the two semicircles add up to a full circle. All right? It's like you have two halves of a pizza. You put the two halves of the pizza together, it gives you a whole pizza. So I'm going to find area one first, okay? Because that's our parallelogram. And if you look at that, it has that 5 right there. Well, the 5 is our height. Okay, the 5 is our height of that. So we know area of a parallelogram is base times height. It's given in the yellow sheet. Don't have to memorize it. Now, our base is this whole length down here, this whole blue line. Well, we know the part of it's 6, the other part's 6, so the whole thing's going to be 12. So the whole length of that blue line is 12 because 6 plus 6. So it's just going to be 12 times 5. And that's going to give us 60 for the area of our first figure. Now, if we look at the area of our second figure, area 2, okay, again, it's the area of those two semicircles. So normally we would take the area of a full circle and cut it in half, but since we have two of them, it's really just asking for the area of the full circle. So don't overthink this one. It's pretty simple, actually. And all we have to do, our area formula is pi r squared. It's on the yellow sheet. Don't have to memorize it, but you're just going to do pi times, and that 6 is the radius. It's not the whole diameter, okay? So before we were talking about, using the whole length of the side. Now, if we're talking about it, the whole length of the side is 12, so that means half of it is going to be 6. So for this one, it's just pi times 6 squared. Well, when we plug that in our calculator and you get a decimal, we get 113.1. Okay? So all we have to do to find the total area of these is we just do 60 plus 113.1, and that gives us a total area of 173.1, and it's inches squared. So that is our total area, and that's our final answer for number 2. All right, guys? So moving on to number 3. Number 3 looks a little bit funky, but again, it's split into, in this one, 3 separate figures, okay? So we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3, all right? So here, let's try and find the area of the first one. So area of the first one is just going to be a rectangle, all right? It's just going to be a rectangle. Now, what we know is that this side is 9, so that's our one side, but we don't know what this side is over here, all right? We got to figure that out. However, what do we know about radii in a circle? And I hope you guys should be thinking that they're all the same. So if that part's 9, this part down here is 9, meaning this part over here is 9. Meaning if I draw a line, okay, and I'm going to erase this 3 for right now. If I draw a line from here down, that is going to be 9 as well. So to find the length of this part right here, to find the other side of that rectangle, what we're going to do is 26 minus 9, okay? So when we do 26 minus 9, we're going to get 17. So 17 is that length. So we just have a rectangle with lengths of 9 and 17. That's our base and our heights. We just do 9 times 17, okay? And when we do that, it's just 153. All right. Now, let's move on to our next figure, okay? So I'm going to throw up the number 3 here again, just so we know that's figure number 3. All right. So if we're looking for the area of figure number 2, well, we know figure number 2 is a triangle, so the area formula is 1/2 base times height, all right? So, or if you're multiplying by 1/2, it's the same thing as dividing by 2. So we're going to take 1/2, all right? And now this is where our base is going to be 9. Our base is right here. We know that part's going to be 9 because it's a radius of that circle, okay? So, and then we got to figure out what the height's going to be. Well, they tell you this part is 7. The whole thing is 26. We already figured out what that part is, 17. So basically we're looking at a line segment where we have the whole thing is 17. We have a part up here that is 7. So to figure out the part that we want, this part right here, all we have to do is 17 minus 7, which is 10. So we got our base is 9.